Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You hit play on a familiar track and instead of hearing sound from speakers, you hear music happening in the room. Instruments feel placed, vocals feel real, ambience feels present, not just loud. That moment of realization when you hear detail you never knew was there is what the KEF LS50 Meta speakers deliver. If that resonates, go check the current price and stock while you rehear, because pairs like these in carbon black tend to move quickly. These speakers are for someone who doesn't just want loud or you want faithful. You the kind of listener who has sat through a favorite album and thought, this should sound deeper, richer, more alive. Maybe you noticed your current setup felt thin, or vocals were buried, or imaging was flat. That subtle frustration, that's your ears telling you you've outgrown the compromise phase. When you finally set up the LS50 Meta pair and play something with depth, there is a sense of relief that washes over you. The Meta technology doesn't just boost clarity, it controls distortion so sound feels clean, explained, true. You don't hear muddled cymbals or smeared highs, you hear crisp detail. And because every note has space and dimension, the whole soundstage feels natural and expansive instead of constrained. In real use, these speakers redefine what you thought a bookshelf setup could do. A movie soundtrack suddenly feels layered with effects and ambience where they should be, not mushed together. A jazz or acoustic track feels like musicians are in the room with you, each instrument placed with purpose. Gaming audio becomes more directional and alive, instead of just sound effects from left and right. Whether it's vinyl, digital, or film, the experience feels intentional, not just loud. Don't sit on this decision waiting for a better deal. Loss aversion hits hard with premium speakers like these once you hear them. Anything weaker starts to feel like a step backward. And that regret of having waited? It is real when your ears know what they're missing. If you're wondering whether this level of speaker is worth it, here is what usually shifts thinking. Once you hear how balanced and transparent these deliver, lesser setups start sounding like obstacles between you and the content. Every nuance, every layer, every harmonic stands out not because it is brighter, but because it is clearer. One surprising delight with the LS50 Meta pair is how effortless they sound. They don't try to shout every detail, they just reveal them. Bass feels tight and controlled, mids feel warm and natural, highs feel open without harshness. The result isn't just audio, it is presence in your room. There is also a real sense of pride that comes with owning something like this. Not the flashy kind, the quiet, confident satisfaction of gear that performs because it is built to perform. When guests walk in and comment on the sound quality, that subtle recognition that you didn't just pick good enough, it changes how you feel about your space. You appreciate the articulate mids, the textured highs, the clean imaging, the natural balance, and how everything feels anchored in the room instead of coming from cones on a shelf. You might eventually pair them with a matching sub to extend the low end, and that is only because the core speakers are so capable that they invite growth, but even on their own, they bring a level of fidelity most don't hear at first. If you've been stuck in comparison loops, bouncing between models and specs, this is where that loop finally ends. At some point, you go with the speakers your ears kept pulling you toward. Check the price, check the availability, and secure them while they're still in stock. Once you hear what these can do, settling for anything less will feel like a step back, and that is a feeling you want.